Guess what, everybody? It's Seth Rollins' birthday. That's right, it's my birthday, the most important day of the whole entire year, especially to me, Seth Rollins. And you know what the WWE got for me? Do you know what Vince McMahon and everybody went out and got for me for my birthday? They got me a bullshit segment. A segment on Smackdown tonight that made me look bipolar. That made me look even more ridiculous than that green and purple suit that I wore tonight. Continuing on Seth Rollins' Fashion Express explosion. Week after week, I show you my ridiculous coats, and you love each and every one of them because I'm a trendsetter. I'm Seth Rollins. I've taken Cesaro away from the Universal Championship. That's my birthday present to myself. But luckily for you, I have a gift for you on my birthday, and that is a Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, Smackdown review and reaction show featuring my boy, who I unblocked from my Twitter account, Mr. Nick Nightmare, only on Sledgehammer TV. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Let's do it.
Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
Heyo, and happy Seth Rollins' birthday, happy Memorial Day weekend, and happy Friday, Sledge Nation. It's time to bring the hammer down on SmackDown tonight. I am Nick Nightmare, the host of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, and SmackDown feels like a one-note show. It's just continually the same thing, and while I will admit that the Roman Reigns Uso brothers turmoil, that family drama, is somewhat compelling, and it's probably the best thing that WWE is doing storyline-wise at this present moment. It just isn't progressing like much of SmackDown. It just feels like everything is stuck. Nothing's kind of moving forward. And that's because Roman Reigns has nothing better to do than stir the pot between his cousins because he's mad at Jimmy Uso for a very ridiculous kind of reason. Now, I understand the whole alpha thing and he wants to be head of the table and whatnot, but let's look at the situation from Jimmy Uso's point of view. This guy, all he wants is for Roman Reigns to show him a little bit of respect, don't treat him like a bitch, and he wants to bring more gold to the family so that they could get more riches and bring more prosperous times ahead to their family. That's what this is all for, right? This is all for the family. What Roman does is for the good of the family. If the Usos win the tag team championships, wouldn't that be for the good of the family? So it just kind of comes off in a way where it doesn't actually make sense as to why Roman's so mad, other than the fact that he's just being a bitch and doesn't want anybody taking the spotlight. He don't want to share the spotlight with the Usos as champions, which means it's truly not about the family, which we all kind of knew because Roman's a heel and he's been treating Jey Uso like shit for 8 months. But the dynamic is interesting, some of the writing is interesting, and they're taking some interesting steps. But shouldn't Roman be in a feud with somebody? Shouldn't his attention be on some sort of a challenger? Oh, that's right, WWE forgot to give him somebody. WWE took Cesaro, threw him over to Seth Rollins again for some reason, even though we clearly established him as Roman's next rivalry. It was over in 2 matches, and now he's back in Seth Rollins' town. And who else is there? Who else is there on SmackDown? There's nobody. Daniel Bryan's gone from the company. Edge is nowhere to be found. Probably not going to come back till the live crowd show back up. Who else is there? Let's search the mid-card. Who's the Intercontinental Champion? Apollo Crews. He's doing his own thing. He's supposed to be still in a feud with Big E. But they took Big E and moved him not from Apollo to Roman, but from Apollo to Aleister Black, which is a feud so important that they didn't even deem it necessary to give us a follow-up segment of any kind on that. And then there's Aleister Black, but, he's a heel. Seth Rollins, he's a heel. We can't have them challenging for Roman right now. Aleister Black's nowhere near ready for Roman Reigns anyway. And none of these people even stand a chance of unseating Roman Reigns anytime soon. So unless we have some blockbuster returning superstar, like maybe Brock comes back to SmackDown, because you have the Paul Heyman factor between the two superstars, that could be interesting. Until Edge comes back, there is no other feasible challenger. Who else is he? Going to give him Constable King Dickhead Baron Corbin? He's going to get his crown back from Shinsuke, and you're going to send him for fucking Roman Reigns again, and we're going to be battling over crowns and cans of dog food? I don't understand the direction. There is no direction for Roman Reigns. So I'm the champ. I'm the tribal chief. My cousins want to be champions, but fuck them. Fuck them. It's all about me. And I'm just going to come to the show and make them fight. I'm going to stir up shit. I'm going to just sit here and stir the pot. Because that's what a big dog does. And as I started off saying, I enjoyed these segments. Now, if I can rip apart segments like this that I enjoy, what do you think's going to happen for the rest of this show? Because the rest of the show didn't hold my attention for very much. Outside of the opening segment, which of course revolved around Roman and the Usos, the tag team match that opened up the show, the Usos taking on the Street Profits, which was a great tag team match featuring two great tag teams that we don't get to say those phrases enough on this show. But it's an unmitigated fact. This was a great fucking match. Probably the best match of the night. And then the show continuously went downhill from there. From things that we didn't want to see, to things that we've already seen, to everything that we are seeing having somewhat of a stupid finish, which has become par for the course when you're talking about a WWE program. So let's run down this show. We're not even going to spend much time because there's not really a lot to talk about outside of what we just outlined here. But tonight's show started off with Roman Reigns in the back with his cousins. He wants to know what's the end game. He's confronting Jimmy specifically. He's like, what's the point of all of this, bro? Why are you trying to team up with your brother again? Even though, last week he pretty much made his intentions clear. He wants to win the tag team championships once again with his brother. And Jimmy once again makes this clear. It's about the championships. It's about everything that I said in my opening salvo here. He said, isn't this for the good of the family? He just wants to bring more gold. He wants to do it with them. He's not challenging Roman Reigns. It doesn't seem that way anyway. Sure, he doesn't want Roman to talk down to him. That's nothing that bad that should be causing this rift. But off we go. All right, Jimmy Uso is concerned about becoming the champs. Jey Uso is concerned about hurting Roman's feelings. And Roman is concerned with stopping them from going forward and keeping Jey all to himself. Which I don't understand. And maybe there's some sort of a deep-seated family reason that they could tie into, get creative with it. What is the reason why Roman's so controlling over Jey? Maybe this is something that happened when they were kids back in the day. At least make it interesting. So we have the Usos and the Street Profits as the first match. Street Profits come out. They run down the Usos in a great promo, saying that the Usos are well respected and a team that they looked up to, But these aren't the actual Usos. This is a different kind of Uso brothers who are more concerned about family drama and the bullshit that we all are seeing at the start of this show. And as they continue to run them down, of course, the Usos come out. They give a fiery promo back, and I really, really love seeing the Usos back together again. They just have this infectious energy. And when they deliver their promo, it just gets you hype. It gets you hype. And they stood their ground. They defended their stance as the 6-time former tag team champions. And they're going to become the 7-time champions. They keep promoting this match as a dream match. Well, now they could be welcomed to their nightmare. And this match was fucking great. It was worth the hype. It was worth the wait. And it had a solid finish. It had a solid, clean finish. Seeing the Usos defeat the Street Profits. That's all I could ask for. And there was considerate teamwork between the brothers. There didn't seem to be any dissension. In fact, Jey Uso saved Jimmy Uso from a frog splash that could have very easily cost the Usos this title opportunity, which would be what it ends up being before the end of the night. Jimmy Uso kicks Montez Ford's face off with a vicious super kick, securing the win for the Usos. Then we had the women's tag team champions, Natty and Tamina, going up against the Riot Squad. Now, for the last couple of weeks, for you guys that have been watching, you know that this is a match that I've said, hey, how come we can't at least have seen the Riot Squad or somebody other than Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, because I was so sick to death of them. But the WWE doesn't find this important. They booked this match and didn't find it necessary to even have an entrance for the challengers. They had Natty and Tamina come out, they go to commercial, we come back, this match is already in progress. Now, we knew they were going to be fighting the Riot Squad, but it would have been nice to see their entrance. They haven't been on TV in months. And if you don't show a team's entrance, how much chance do they really have of winning their match? They're the jobber in the situation. And they deserve better than that. I used to be hard on the Riot Squad back in the day, but I feel like they've gotten much better. The match here was decent. It was okay. There was a couple of little spotty moves. They tried some tandem offense, the Riot Squad, that didn't really execute the way they would have liked it to. But this match didn't matter because Natty and Tamina get a solid victory over the Riot Squad. And does anybody care? No, you're not building it up in a way to make us care. The Riot Squad is one and done. What are you going to do now? Who's going to be next? Does anybody care? Do we have to have the Women's Tag Team Championships on every show? Does Natty and Tamina have to be on Raw and SmackDown every single week? Can't they take a week off? You're just flooding the content with the same shit over and over again. If you take a break, maybe it'll be a little more tolerable to see rematches once in a while. Tell a little bit of story in between. How many times have we really heard from Natty and Tamina since they won the tag team titles? Don't you think they should get some spotlight as champions? Tell their story. Build up a challenger. You know, technically Wrestling 101 that apparently nobody in WWE Creative has taken as a class anywhere. If there is a class that exists. The Usos then would approach Adam Pearce when this match was over. They were boasting about their win earlier and requested that they face whoever wins tonight's main event of SmackDown, which was a tag team title rematch, seeing the Mysterios versus the Dirty Dizzles, who want their championships back. Nobody wants them to have it back. I know I don't. I could care less. I was hoping that the Mysterios were going to move on to something new, but apparently we are going to get a rematch, which is going to play out exactly like their last match, interestingly enough. But we'll get to that in a second, because we have to talk about Bianca Belair defeating Carmella. This was maybe one of the better matches I've ever seen Carmella have. It wasn't like a, oh my God, you guys, you missed this great match. You got to go see it. No, but it was good enough. It got me through. I liked Bianca Belair. I thought Bayley was great on commentary. She came out, she kept yelling at Michael Cole, which I always thought was great. And one of the things that really made me enjoy this match is the fact that Bayley got on Michael Cole's ass for botching yet another women's match finish. I don't know what it is with Michael Cole and the women's matches, but at the end of this match, Bianca Belair hits the KOD on Carmella for the win, and he called her Bianca. Blanca? I think he tried to combine Bianca and Belair. And he was like, Blanca wins. That's what it sounded like to me. Like he called her Blanca from Street Fighter. Like she's standing there with green skin and red hair going, and getting all electrified and shit. No, her name is Bianca Belair. He couldn't get it out, and Bayley was all over him. It was fucking hysterical, screaming at him, her name is Bianca Belair. Cole. It was funny. Didn't take away from the match. Bianca looked good here. Carmella actually even looked good as well, wrestling-wise. But Bayley ends this match up just laughing, because that's what Bayley does now. She just laughs at Bianca. That's what their whole feud is about. She's just going to see Bianca and laugh in her face. Obviously, we're getting set towards some sort of a rematch here. Then we go to the back for the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the victorious Rey and Dominic Mysterio, celebrating their title victory last week. They promised they were going to retain them tonight, and then Rey told his giant baby son how proud he was. I'm so proud of you, giant baby son. And then he grabbed him by his giant baby man-son head, and he gave him a cute little kiss on the cheek. Mwah, Daddy kissing his little son. Mwah, I'm so proud of you, my son.
Oh, thank you, Dad. I'm gonna go make you proud tonight, too, Dad. Tiny Dad.
Anyway, yeah, that happened, right? Just a useless, completely unnecessary promo for the Mysterios, just for them to love each other as a father and a son. Aw, great. Seth Rollins came out in that suit that looked like he walked through a car wash full of Joker paint. Right? It was all green and pink from far away. Green and purple. It looked like all paint splatters, but when you got close up, it was really all feathers. You know, like he stole the Joker's bird and made a suit out of it or something. I don't know. It was just fucking weird looking. He's got this thing with his drip, and I could never see myself wearing some of this stuff. I don't know where he's getting his fashion sense, but another one for the books, and I don't know what the hell any of his clothes are for. But you know, he should definitely
burn it. You should burn the jacket.
Burn it down, Seth Rollins. Burn your wardrobe to the ground. So here Seth Rollins comes out. He comes out screaming like a lunatic, challenging Cesaro. He's demanding that he came down to the ring so that they could finish what they started. And Seth Rollins, right? And then he calms down and he starts laughing. Oh no, blah, ha, ha, ha. That's right, he's not here tonight because I curb stomped him twice last week. And then he got all calm, right? And he's like, oh, I'm happy he's not here. He can't ruin my birthday. And then he apologized to Cesaro for not being able to join in on the festivities. They showed us a recap of everything. And then he blamed the fans. He blamed Cesaro, and he said we should take some of the blame as well because we supported Cesaro, and that brought him to where we are at now. He then sang happy birthday to himself, and it was boring as shit. And he was just all over the place emotionally, like a hyperactive, bipolar teenager, and it just did nothing for me. And I still have no reason for you guys to explain why they're going backwards and sending Cesaro back down the card to Seth Rollins instead of continuing in some sort of a meaningful way pushing towards the Universal Championship. I understand they made him lose twice, but that was definitely done and handled in a way that was detrimental to going forward with Cesaro. That's all I got for that. I don't understand it, but here we are. Another thing I don't understand is why they didn't have anything for Big E. I guess he's selling getting kicked in the face from the Black Mass last week. He's going to miss a week of action. But why didn't Aleister Black have some sort of a backstage promo or a little animatic explaining why he wanted to target and take out Big E? Don't you think that's maybe a little bit more important than Seth Rollins coming out telling the world, hey, it's my birthday? Don't you think that's a little bit more important than seeing Natty and Tamina for the second time this week wrestle in a match that means nothing? I do. But instead of doing any of that, we get Kevin Owens defeating Apollo Crews in a match thanks to disqualification because of Commander Yabba Dabba Abaziza, whatever the fuck his name is, Commander Aziz, gets involved in the match, delivering a Samoan spike just as Kevin Owens hits a stunner, looks like he's going to win. Aziz pulls him off, gives him the Samoan spike from the ground. I don't know. Kevin Owens sold it like he got hit in the throat with a ring bell, like Randy Savage did to Ricky Steamboat back in 1987 for WrestleMania 3's build. And this was a thing. This happened. It was not much of a match at all. It was really, really quick. These guys were wrestling so fast. It's almost as if they were like, go out there and have a 10-minute match and do it in 2 minutes. It was very short. It was over before it began. Michael Cole said that Kevin Owens was going to earn a title shot if he won this match, and he ended up doing so, even though it was via disqualification. So now next week we will have Kevin Owens versus Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental Championship. The stakes would be raised for Apollo a little bit because Kevin Owens, in a follow-up segment, would be approached by Adam Pearce to see if he's okay. And even though he could barely breathe and was selling the Nigerian nail from Aziz, he wanted to challenge for the Intercontinental Championship. Adam Pearce granted his wish and said that Commander Aziz will be barred from ringside. Do we see a new champion next week? I guess it's possible, especially if Big E's going to be going off in a new direction. Maybe Kevin Owens wins another Intercontinental Championship? I don't know. We'll have to wait until next week to see. This was an interesting interaction here between Roman and Jay in the middle of the show. He's speaking to Jay on his own in the back, and he's asking Jay if he really wants a shot at these championships with his brother next week, and that he really should just consider just staying with him because he's the one that put him in the main event while Jimmy was out injured. All he has done is grow as a performer. It's been all about him. He's been in main event after main event. He left out the fact that he's been doing nothing but losing, but he has definitely enhanced his career. And he said to Jimmy, you were in the main event and now you're going back to the opening match. Your brother comes back, you get the opening match. And now you're going to go from being main event Jay to people asking, which one are you? Which was an interesting comment by Roman. One that looked like it stung to the heart of Jey Uso. Like I said, this is a very compelling story. But I just feel like the champ should have more to do than just fuck with his cousins. But there's nobody around to do it. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Chad Gable. He came out with Corbin's crown again. He came out with the Boogs. Rick Boogs.
Heavy metal Rick Boogs guy.
I could do without this guy. I think Elias has done so much damage to the guitar-playing wrestler gimmick that I could care less. This guy plays guitar very well, all right? It's obvious. But playing Shinsuke Nakamura's theme song is an ear-bleeding experience. It doesn't sound great, especially when he goes slightly off-key. It's not the best performance. His whole existence now is to just play Shinsuke to the ring, a live performance of this song. You got this guy from NXT to do this. You got nothing better for Rick Boogs. Because if this is all you got, I could do without it. Thank you very much. This was another very short match on the night. It was fine, I guess. Otis tried to get involved here and there. He was sporting their new Alpha Academy t-shirt. He kept screaming, "For the Academy!" Constable King Dickhead would make his way to the ring, get his crown back, and then start walking away. Shinsuke wins this one. And then Rick Boogs shows back up, jumps Baron Corbin from behind, took the crown back, and gave it to Shinsuke, the King of Strong Style. Yes. They showed Rey Mysterio getting ready for his match in the back with his tiny dad poses and his giant baby son next to him. And for some reason, Dominic leaves him alone in the back. I guess they were going to go out separately tonight. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Then we come back from commercial break. Somebody, I wonder who it was, laid out Rey Mysterio. We go to the ring. We got the Dirty Dogs in the ring like, oh my goodness, this isn't us. Don't blame us. We were standing out here. I wonder who could have done this to Rey Mysterio. Doesn't that mean we win the titles now? Because if they can't defend the championships, they forfeit, which means we are now the champs, right? So they're trying to pull a fast one. But then, giant baby son to the rescue.
Don't worry, Dad. You did such a good job last week. You fought for me, Dad. I'm gonna fight for you, dear old Dad.
Oh, go get him, son, my only son.
I don't know why I go into Huggy Duggy and Dougie Daddy, but it's funny. That's how I feel when I'm watching these two. Like I'm watching a cartoon of a father and a son pro wrestler, and it's just coming off really cheesy and really hammy. And then the WWE gives us an exact replica of what they did in the first tag team championship matchup when the Mysterios won the titles. If you remember, Rey Mysterio went out there alone because they threw a couch on top of Dominic. So Rey went it alone until Dominic came out and joined him for this second half of the match and helped him win the championships from the Dirty Dizzogs. And now this week, Rey Mysterio's jumped and Dominic's going out it alone. And they decide to do the same thing, only make it infinitely worse. Because if there's one thing that's more powerful than a flash roll-up pinfall maneuver, it's entrance music. Because Rey Mysterio's music hits, I don't know why the music had to hit. Right? You missed the entrance. The kids out there are ready. If you're ready to go fight, just run out there. Run out there, hit the apron, and go. Right? No, but they have to play his entrance song as Rey's making his way out there for the save or to finally join in on this match. But the timing of this is crucial because the Dirty Dizzogs, were about to win this match. They were beating the snot out of Dominic Mysterio for the majority of this match. He did get some offense in against them. Dominic Mysterio hitting the 619 and things like that. But they were about to hit that backbreaker powerbomb combo they do from the top rope. And Mysterio's music hits. And instead of executing their finisher, because Rey Mysterio is on the stage, he is way more than 3 seconds away. Even if he ran like Speedy Gonzalez, he is not going to make it into the ring to stop a 3 count if they executed the maneuver. And if he did, great, the match could go on. But instead, they book it ridiculously, and they make the Dirty Dogs look dumber than their team name by having them acknowledge Ray's music and stop doing their moves. How dumb would you be? Even if you wanted to acknowledge Ray coming to the ring, you could have at the very least executed the move, take out Dominic, and then Ray comes in and makes the save. You could have done a million things with that, but instead, Ziggler and Rude just look like a couple of jerk-offs. And they keep doing this. This is a finish they keep repeating in multiple matches. Somebody's music, they do it a lot in the women's tag division. Somebody's music hits, everybody's like, oh, is that music? I've never fucking heard music before. I wonder whose music that is. And by the time they finish all these fucking thoughts, they got a boot in their mouth and they're looking up at the lights. That's supposed to protect them? Oh, well, they didn't. They lost because they got distracted. If you lost, you fucking lost. Does it matter how? Does it say in the record books, oh, in the win and loss column, does the loss column have an extra column for explanation? Does it say win, W, check, loss, check, but they were disqualified, so, or, but they were distracted? No, it's just a fucking L, bro. A big fat one for your head. Both of you dirty dogs. Stupid bookings. Rematches. Typical WWE stuff. But the Roman stuff is okay, I guess. It's getting a little one note. It's getting a little boring. I wish he had something better to do, but he doesn't. And next week on SmackDown, we are going to get Apollo Crews defending against Kevin Owens. And we are also going to get, for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, in another title defense, Ray and Dominic is going to go up against the Usos, who won the right on this very episode. Interestingly enough, the episode ends with Roman Reigns looking on in the back as the Usos went out to confront the Mysterios. Jimmy Uso looks all hype. Jay Uso looks all conflicted. And then they cut to Roman in the back, who doesn't look all too happy about everything that's going on. And that was your episode of SmackDown. To kick off your Memorial Day weekend, if you're somebody here in the States who's going to celebrate Memorial Day this weekend, I hope you do so safely. If you're one of the probably 0 people other than Seth and Becky that celebrated Seth Rollins' birthday today, good for you. Good for you. You should do something better with your time than celebrating other people's birthdays. If you missed the Monday Night Raw review, that'll be up in the annotations up above. Thank you all so very much for continuing to support this channel. If you had a great time with me here today, make sure you smash that like button and hit that subscribe button to become an official member of Sledge Nation and become one of my loyal Sledgeheads who flood to Sledgehammer TV when they want some real entertainment to get them through the shit that the WWE likes to throw at them. Another full episode size with a poop hammer. Even Roman gets a little bit of the poop hammer today. And for the reasons I've already specified, I'm not going to say them all again. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is the team, Thor the Sledgehammer, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. His tag team partner, the World Heavyweight Champion of all the microphones in all the world, Mr. Blue, the Yeti microphone, the most important member of the team. Each and every one of you Sledgeheads of Sledge Nation, thank you all for doing your part. Smash the like button. Share this video with each and every one of your wrestling buddies all over the wrestling world, especially if they need a place to come and vent their wrestling frustrations. We are always willing to listen to your venting of frustrations in the comment sections down below. I had a little brain fart there, and it happens sometimes. But, I try to do these things in one take, so it is what it is. Enjoy the little outtake. Yeah. That's going to do it. We're going to wrap it up as we are on the road to Hell in a Cell. Any of you guys getting ready for Double or Nothing? We could talk about it. I don't know if I'm going to do a review on it, but we could talk about it. The comment section is there. Hit me up there. Check the community board. Always, I'm putting up polls and posts and stuff for you guys to keep tabs on us there as well. We're trying to work on the membership option here. I want to give you guys some content on that side of the wall, as well as continue to work on shit for the free side of the wall for the rest of you guys as well. Thank you all, as always, for your continued love and support. I love you all so very much, and we will see you Monday for the Monday Night Raw review. That's going to do it. We are out of here. We will see you next time on your new favorite wrestling show, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, only on Sledgehammer TV, right here on YouTube.com. Boom.